comfortable are you with taking a look at yourself? Look at you. I mean, really, really look at you and scrutinize and look even deeper. How good are you at that? And being able to keep your composure. When you take a look at yourself, are you prone to constructive criticism, taking things in, simply making the changes that are necessary? Or do you tend to kind of slink away like a dog with its tail between its legs and go and hide in the corner and go into a huge funk for a really long period of time? What good is that going to do? What good is that going to do? Really, ultimately, at the end of the day, we need to be able to create changes. We need to be able to listen to ourselves, much in the same way that we should be able to take things in constructively from other people who are able to offer it to us. And with the coming alignment between Mercury in its retrograde motion, Mercury stations retrograde in Mula Nakshatra on the 26th of November, and Mercury will stay retrograde all the way through until the 15th of December. But Mercury is forming an alignment with Jupiter, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And it'll cause you more than likely to take a really deep look at yourself and give you an opportunity to really create some profound changes in one area of your life or another. Now, obviously, without looking at your horoscope, I can't know precisely what area that is for you. But if you'd like to schedule in a consultation with me, my astrological services are available for you to schedule at the link that you'll see above. So this is a really intense alignment, and the alignment between Mercury in its retrograde motion and Jupiter, Mercury being transiting through Mula and Jyeshta Nakshatra. Mula tends to cause us to look at things that aren't working on one level. In addition to that, Mula is prone to breaking things apart, which can be really helpful in allowing us to kind of take things in a little bit at a time, right? And basically, Mula does support that process. Jyeshta, on another level, is a really great nakshatra at giving oversight and insight. But when we're dealing with tense energy, that oversight or insight can be like overly self-directed in a very self-critical manner. Now, Jupiter across the chart is in Mrigashira Nakshatra, which allows us to dissect things, take them apart, and give us an idea of how we might be able to move forward better in a more productive manner. Right. And ultimately, that's the goal, in one area of your life or another. You may have missed out on an opportunity. You may have tried to work better with the partner. You may have tried to be nicer with your children. Any number of these things it could be related to, again, dependent upon where the transit happens to be falling. But you may have missed out on an opportunity, and you don't feel so great about missing out on that opportunity. Mercury is great at identifying things. And when Mercury is retrograde, it's equally very good at identifying something that's a flaw within. And what a lot of people don't recognize is when Mercury is impacting Jupiter, either through Jupiter being in Mercury's sign, which with the system of astrology that I work with, basically Jupiter is in Mercury's sign at present, and it's receiving an aspect from Mercury as well. And that creates a condition called Mercury starving Jupiter, if we're going to put it in pure layperson terms. So Jupiter considers Mercury an enemy. And so Mercury, in its introspection, has a tendency to make Jupiter not feel so good about itself. And equally, the person who's experiencing that particular aspect doesn't feel good about themselves in one area of their lives or another, right? And another way to understand what that might be about for you is to just look at what houses, if you know a little bit about astrology, that Jupiter rules in your horoscope. Basically, with Vedic astrology, that would be whatever houses in Sagittarius and Pisces. But you need to be able to be better at taking a look at yourself. It's important to get into a mindset where you're able to see an opportunity for change as not something to fear, right? And equally be able to understand that where you may have made a mistake, the best thing to do with that information is to not give yourself a hard time or beat yourself up about it, which during the holidays we get a little more prone to doing that because we're spending a lot of time around family, and quite often the smallest reaction that we have to another person, we may feel a little bit guilty about it. And let's face it, even though we love family, sometimes it creates conditions where we start going, okay, I'm getting a little bit fed up and I need my space. And so we're a little more prone to doing that during the holidays. So, this aspect can also amplify that. But what's most important is corrective action, not giving yourself a hard time, not, going, oh, well, woe is me, and oh, I'm such a pitiful person and I'm not really good at this. Instead, the best way to do is to just try to stay jovial about it to a degree. I mean, because if you're feeling difficult or feel bad that you made a mistake, dependent upon the degree of the mistake, sure, take that in, reflect upon it for a second, but take corrective action. And see this period as an opportunity for change and growth and expansion rather than a period of time where you're down in the doldrums about how you didn't do such a good job when you really wish that you could. Truth is, you still can. And I'd like to help you to change that with your life. And you can schedule in one of my astrological services at the link above in order to help you with that particular process. That's going to do it for this look at the aspect between Mercury in its retrograde motion through Mula and Jyeshta Nakshatras and Jupiter in Mrigashira. The most intense part of this aspect will take place between the 26th of November and the 5th of December, and we'll revisit this aspect a little bit later on when Mercury begins to resume its direct motion. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.